I have Annika asking about the best resources to shoot for a high score of 175 plus. Honestly, it's not a resource at that point. Once you've built a strong foundation and let's say, assume that you're already in the 160s and there's no particular weak area, like you're not having trouble with strength in particular or grouping games in particular, you just are getting hard problems wrong because they're hard. You may not need more resources. What you need is to level up your review process. Too often, students will do exam after exam, measure their results, be happy or sad about them, and move on. And that's understandable, of course, because we want that instant feedback. It's kind of like the LSAT becomes like a game for us where we want to complete problems, then immediately check the answer key and see how we did. And that's understandable. You want that feedback. There's that certain randomized reward of doing better or doing worse and being happy or sad and then doing the next problem to see how that one's going to go. But the value in doing these problems is not simply to measure yourself. It's to learn from your mistakes and to figure out what your weak areas are. And at a certain point, it's not about getting things wrong because of some sort of question stem type or game type. It's that they're hard problems, they're difficult methods of reasoning, but you've got to study those in depth to avoid making the same mistakes again, because the LSAT does repeat itself again and again and again. This is primarily a test of pattern recognition. And when I'm doing a new problem, I'm not doing that problem for the first time. Obviously, it may have a new disguise on it, but I have done that problem many times in different forms in the past where the method of reasoning might be the same, but the topic may be different, the questions that may be different, but I can automatically relate that new method of reasoning or that new problem with that same method of reasoning back to previous problems I've done. And so I can recognize it and solve it more quickly as a result. To me, that's the benefit here. And so when I'm analyzing tough problems that I've had trouble with in depth, I'm better understanding those methods of reasoning so that I won't make the same mistake again. And so I would encourage you, if you're shooting for a top score, or really anywhere you're at, slow down, make sure that you're thoroughly understanding the stimulus to the point where you could explain it to a friend, you could paraphrase it, you could summarize it, you could twist it or tweak it a little bit so that, let's say it was initially a flaw question, you reframe it for yourself as necessary assumption or strengthen or weaken. Being able to play with the LSAT problems at that level to better see them from the test maker's perspective, that's what helps you improve. And that's what helps you move towards a top score. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.